Welcome everyone. Today we have another amazing student of ours, Silas Dunbar from Montreal, Canada. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad, Silas. Honestly, man, I appreciate you hopping on. And I mean, you've definitely been through a good, decent amount of time, with your Amazon business so far, and it's been one hell of a journey. But to kind of backpedal a little bit, I guess you could say, because I knew like you coming into this all was 100% brand new, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And like, what was that initial thought that you had off the top of your head? Like, what was the first thought that you thought, like, oh, I don't want to start something like an Amazon business? Like, what was holding you back?
From starting an Amazon business, lack of knowledge for sure, lack of guidance as well. I think it's very typical also to think that it is oversaturated for sure, because like you'll see a million different ads from different people on it all the time. And that can be overwhelming in the sense where it's like, hey, if everybody's already doing this and everybody's already this successful with it, then me not having the knowledge, not having the guidance, how do I break into a space like that, right? So it was more just like a daunting thing to really grasp and try.
And look, I that's a fair assumption, right? Like, it is something that people do assume pretty often before coming into this space. And what made you decide to make that leap? When coming into this program, working with me directly over, anybody else's ads that you may have seen.
Well, your ads were like there was a simplicity to what you were saying that was very easy like to grasp, if that makes sense. It wasn't overcomplicated, and the examples that you were showing looked very legit. Like there was certain guys that I could see from your posts and whatnot that were doing incredible seven figures. And then there was guys that were closer to probably where I was about to start. You know what I mean? And so he's not just saying like everybody's going to become a millionaire within a week kind of thing. Like we have people doing all sorts of ranges. That's where I was like, hey, this could be real. And then once I did reach out to you and we actually were speaking and I could catch your vibe and talk to you one on one, that's where I started to think, hey, this is going to be legit. And also for me, just personally knowing that we go to the same gym and whatnot, that was a bit of a bonus too. So I knew you were a real person also.
Yeah, gotcha, man. And like I respect that. That's part of one of the biggest things as well as trust, right? Like
Yeah.
before stepping into this, you want to be able to make sure you know, like, and trust that same person. And we just happen to go to the same gym at the end of the day. And when you first initially came into this, like, walk me through it. Like, what exactly was the primary goal that you wanted to get out of starting something like an Amazon business?
Well, starting something on the side in general was something that I had in the back of my mind for a while because I am pursuing bodybuilding and whatnot, and that is a very expensive hobby, right? And so tacking that on top of my regular bills between car, rent, whatnot, like my overdraft every month was quite a bit. And so I needed something that could help me supplement that at least a little bit, just so that it would be more livable and more realistic. So that was pretty much my goal, is just a bit of extra spending cash in the pocket to be able to pursue my hobbies, help me with my bills and stuff like that, and just make things a bit lighter besides just having one stream of income from my job.
Gotcha, man. And look, like, also, I know, like, you coming into this, bodybuilding is obviously the number one focus and priority for you. That is a big passion of yours. And I'm curious also, like, how did you find bodybuilding and starting an Amazon business? Like, did you kind of see that what you took from bodybuilding and who you are as a bodybuilder also translated to your Amazon business and how you progressed with that?
Yeah, dude, like with bodybuilding, I'm a big advocate of the expression you get what you give. Like no matter what, whatever you're putting in the gym, whatever you're putting into your diet, whatever you're putting into your recovery, all that, that's the results you're going to get. If you're putting minimal effort there, then you're going to get subpar results. And throughout my time doing Amazon, that is what I learned as well, that you can literally, like, you have those guys, like you put as examples, that are doing seven figures, and that is strictly just because of the effort they put into it, right? They're not doing anything special or different from what the blueprint of the program teaches you. So if you want it, you can literally get it. It just will take effort. And so in my time of bringing my store to where it's at now, that is what I learned. That the parallel between being disciplined within the gym for a goal of my physique, same thing with the business, being disciplined with staying on top of my tasks, doing what you tell me in our calls. That's how I'm going to see the results of the money, business growing, whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that. I can't relate to that more. I mean, like, I'm no bodybuilder by any means, but I fully understand, like, the correlation between inputs and outputs. If you take care of your health, it's very easily translatable to what you do with an Amazon business. It's all a matter of, how seriously you're willing to take it. And the more you give, right, the more you get at the end of the day. So walk us through like now in this perspective that you're at right now, like how far has your Amazon business come? Like what have you been able to achieve so far?
So with my store, I have had a few months where it's been over 30K, which was super sick. The total estimated value of my store, I guess, is definitely in the six figures now, which is really cool. Really cool, especially because when I first started, like I wasn't shooting that high and I didn't know that I could actually bring it that far. So that's really cool. I'm now at the point where we're starting to look at bringing on virtual assistants, having people on the team. Like it is becoming an actual business, right? And so like when people ask me what do I do, like I tell them my day job and then I also include this because it has become a legitimate thing that is part of what I'm doing, right? So the best month I've had so far was grazing just under 40K, I think, which is really cool. This year, I definitely am projecting to get higher than that. And we've talked a bit about some numbers that I'm trying to hit, but I do want to make sure that we can crack into the six figures like very hard and stay there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I feel like it's definitely possible. Again, you're determined on all levels, right? The aspects of bodybuilding very easily play into your whole entire Amazon business. And what aspects of the program do you feel like benefited you the most, or what aspects do you feel like allowed you to get your store to where it is right now?
For me, the like definitely the thing that helped me the most was our calls. Like once, because at first I rushed into it a bit. I was pretty excited and I skipped over a few steps, as you know. And it did kind of bring me to a wall where I was like, yeah, I'm not really sure what my next step is. And once we started doing our weekly, bi-weekly accountability calls, I had a clear cut, okay, this is what I'm doing for the next 2 weeks. Do it. If it works, we continue. If it doesn't, then we'll revise it, right? And I would do it, and every 2 weeks I was able to call you and be like, dude, like we're moving up, we're moving up. And so that was kind of just like the kick in the butt I needed to be able to do it on my own, was having those calls every week to be like, okay, here's what you got to practice, here's what you got to practice. And then obviously I got to feel for it myself. And then we started doing less calls, but I was able to just kind of keep it going on my own. So definitely like the one-on-one help from you and then also the other assistant coach was what I think's helped me the most. And on top of that too, being in the community, all the questions that are constantly being asked, like I've noticed as time's gone on, I can answer more and try to help out myself too, which is also like reminding me, yeah, this is one thing I had to learn for myself, pass it on kind of thing. So just being a part of the community and the actual conversations and stuff has been the best.
Awesome, man. And I love that. Like I know we've had an extensive amount of one-on-one calls together, and those accountability calls, right? Like those things are the differences, right? It allows you to make sure you're being held accountable to a higher standard, but after every single call, you're left with the game plan, right? Like, okay, this is what you got to do to take your business from here to there, and so on and so forth. And that's really just the goal with this, is it's to be contextual, it's to be personalized around, how you learn is different comparatively to how other people learn at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's very, very amazing for me to be able to obviously realize like that was the biggest part for you. And for anybody else that would want to start an Amazon business or would be looking to join the program, but they're on the fence, maybe they're skeptical, maybe like, I don't know if this is going to work or if it's all 100% a real, like what would you say to them?
Well, I would say like I completely relate to that because that's the exact same thoughts that were going through my head at first. But I would say just try it. I think that there's enough fail safes in place if it doesn't work for them to not have any issue there. And then if it does, like you are essentially setting yourself up for lifetime success. The way I see it is like it is obviously you got to put some money down to get in, but then you're going to make that back and you will continue making it back forever. And you also have access to everything forever. So, and also now I think with how the community is growing and more people are like continuously doing it, there is more help in the chats. Like there's more conversations and stuff between people. It's not just one person at all times. So I think as it continues, like it's just going to be a course that will get better and better. So it really is like an investment in yourself. It might hurt initially, but that's the same with anything that you're going to invest to, right? So the way I see it, like you are literally setting yourself to start a business. It's not just we're doing a little side gig to make a few bucks quick. It's like you're actually developing a business, and this is going to be a thing that you're doing for a good amount of time if you choose to. But I think that if you are willing to put in the work, then it's worth it 100%.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better, man. And Look, at the end of the day, like people hearing this story, people listening to where you've come from to where you are right now, there's a lot of important things to learn from, right? And especially most importantly, like that level of determination that you've brought to your Amazon business over the last period of time that we've been working together has been mind-blowing to me. I can see how much of a high level action taker you are, and not only your Amazon business, but in other aspects. And that obviously translates, in bodybuilding in terms of your physique and your Amazon business, obviously, being valued at over $100,000 right now at this point. So it's going to be a very fruitful 2025, and looking forward to see what you're going to be able to achieve this year.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate it.